I've a simple standard, not at all complex, straddles both sides of the aisle and for liberty profess, based on the proposition that all men should live free, and it's denying civil rights that really rankles me. Just because the people have been mistreated historically, that's no excuse to discriminate for eternity. Slave trade out of Africa started in 1844. People bought and sold in America for 4 centuries and more. Brothers had a little legal protection underneath the law. Took another 100 years to cause Jim Crow to fall. Huge strides for equality, but it was just a start. Still a ton of good old boys who equality would love to thwart. From 1607, white man here held legal upper hand. Barely been half century since literacy tests were banned. But here I hear fools griping about discrimination that's reversed. They have a grotesque notion of equality that is oddly perverse. Whole lot of GOBs in the USA are feeling mighty pinched because they're losing privileged ways. Shouts of reverse discrimination co-opt in our land as they see great changes coming that they do not understand. Days of slogging doggedly and doing as we're told are being supplanted by lifestyles that are far more bold. Who are we to tell a man that he cannot marry man when only secular reason is hateful historic ban? Days of denying choices to the people are slowly being stripped away. Explain why heteros should be allowed to marry but not gays. Seems to me that for far too long we've vilified the Jews. Wonder how Jesus would feel to know it's now cool to hate Muslims too. Speaking out for the voiceless could not be more incomplete than if I neglected to include prenatal hearts that beat. Choice is a wondrous thing in modern society. Gotta include the unpreborn in stand for life and liberty. There is no population more vulnerable than tots, and to call them less than human is an infestation of deadly rot. Mores that have been followed for untold centuries surely must be abandoned if they keep folks from being free. Religious who revere the 10 Commandments and want them in our courts seemingly cannot grasp what our great nation has brought forth. Commandments 6, 8, and 9 surely are a legal base. That means that 70% of Moses' tablets in courtroom have no place. Nobody's asking you to like it nor change your point of view, but it's time for you to realize that your world has gone askew. Stupid racist cluckers think they're the ones who's being abused. Equality means world no longer revolves around chosen few. I've a simple standard, not at all complex, straddles both sides of the aisle and for liberty profess. Based on the proposition that all men should live free, and it's denying civil rights that really rankles me. Just because a people have been mistreated historically, that's no excuse to discriminate for eternity. Just because a people have been mistreated historically, that's no excuse to discriminate for eternity.